Can you see me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
All right, let me see. Oh, there we go. Bam!
What up?
What's happening?
We're both at our little stations.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's cracking?
How you holding up?
So much better than I was at the beginning of all this.
Yeah. No, man, this is how we live, man, on my side. So
right.
I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot lately.
Yeah.
I just feel like for me, it was like a personal test to my belief system and how strongly I really stood for it, you know?
I get it.
So I've been working through some stuff, but that's
this is definitely people giving people like me time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got any issues or if you got some things you need to complete, or you know, this is definitely the time to do that. And I know a lot of people that, you know, have been stressed out and couldn't figure out what they were doing with life. This was really like taking a toll on them. But again, like I said, this is how my family lives. Like we don't need to be out and all that. So we're
right.
Good.
Well, so that leads me to like a really good question actually that I've been wanting to talk to you about. Because I pertain, you know, like my experiences right now with, you know, having to be quarantined and the comparison of like how other people are dealing with this versus how spiritual people or conscious people are dealing with it. I feel like me and my like super conscious friends have already experienced what it's like to lose everything, so to say, and to be able to be alone and be okay with that. And so I see a lot of people struggling with that. Yeah. And I kind of feel like we have an opportunity to help guide, you know, people through this process. But did you go through something in life that shifted your perspective and, you know, what you would call a spiritual awakening? Was there something specific that happened to you, or is that something that you feel like you've just always kind of had?
You know what, it's kind of something I've always had, I guess. I started, like, my mom was an alcoholic, like really bad alcoholic. It was always gone. And like, there was a church down the block from my house, and I was 7 or 8, and I would walk down to church on Sunday, you know what I mean? So like, I grew up Christian, but then she tried to force me, once she got off everything, she tried to force me to go to church. I kind of pushed away from it, but then I started getting real spiritual, just being in different churches and seeing like the corruption in everything and every different like religion. But you know, I've died for 3 seconds. I flatlined for 3 seconds. You know, my sister just committed suicide a couple years ago.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I've been stabbed. I've had a lot of different like
near-death experiences.
Near-death or like losses, and then just like you said, lose everything. I've been homeless. You know, like I've been through a huge breakup with my older children's mother. But then I've also been like married and like having this life that I have now, to where it's like, again, I don't need all that. So right now we just moved into this house and we got like the orange trees and our garden and whatnot. So we here, you know what I mean? And like,
you got it all, right?
I got everything I need plus some, you know what I'm saying? So, and I see kids, and a lot of people right now are getting so frustrated and over like being home with their kids. And to me, that's like
heaven.
Yo,
it's heaven.
You know what I mean? But then people hit it. I don't get it. I just try to do me, and I try to stay off the, you know, media.
Right.
I try to stay off Instagram because there's all kind of everything going around, and you know, I'm just looking.
I was so tempted to just unfollow everybody I know and do a whole re-follow, because I am just so sick to my stomach with how many negative things keep coming up. And yeah, I've kind of been laying low on my Instagram as well the last, I would say 5 or 6 days. When I got back from my trip to Arizona, me and my fiance decided to pick up some Rick Simpson oil. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we both have been struggling with some health stuff. And dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I feel like, well, he's had a lot of pain in his abdomen area. He's gone through like every test. They can't find anything. He gets like a lot of like, we actually both have very similar things. So both in the same areas, a lot of fibroid stuff going on.
Okay.
And so we were just looking for a little bit of relief. We got a lot more than that with RSO. I feel like it took us both on a spiritual and emotional journey as well as physical. And it starts waking you up to, like what you're putting in your body. It's like, I feel like the medicine really speaks to you. Like it guides you. Like, this is how you're supposed to be living. This is what you're, this is toxic for you.
I'm not too familiar. Is it hallucinogen?
It is considered a psychedelic because there's such a high potency of THC in it. But there's also a large amount of CBD. So I feel like it balances really well.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've been like, I don't even want to go on my social media. This is like the first time I've really been on electronics because I feel like I've just felt so good and I didn't want to ruin that. And we've all been enjoying our time together. So,
And I'm all like, I try to stay away from my phone as well. And like how you were saying, like you tired to get confirmation from you as a personal trainer. I'm not even like really personal training right now. I'm kind of I'm making a lot more than I was, at the gym as far as that income on unemployment. So I'm really just doing music. I'm mixing, I'm mastering. I'm at home with the fam.
Right.
We don't go out to eat. We haven't went out to eat since this whole thing started. And that's one of those things, like, you got to be aware of what you put in your body, because everything that we eat out, is insanely wrong. Insanely wrong. Like, I don't fear anything but fast food. You know what I mean? So like, that's my only fear is fast food.
That's
fast food.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate this time too. Like, I feel like because I've been more relaxed, it's given me more patience to show the kids how to cook healthier foods, which I've kind of done before, but I feel like I've been able to take it to another level, to really have that time with them and to really talk about, the details of how things work and what it does to our bodies and
how old are your kids?
I have a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Do you talk to them about what's going on now? Like, are you real open with them?
We talk about everything in front of our kids. So we get them in our conversations. We ask their opinions. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think we all have mixed emotions. We all have like our conspiracy theories, and then we all have our like, okay, well, this like logically this makes sense, if this is really happening or What about yours?
No, we talk to them about everything, and they all have their own conspiracy theories, and then their facts that they follow.
Right.
From my 3-year-old, we don't hold anything, but like when it comes to like graphic,
right, of course, that's the stuff you don't want them to see.
Yeah, but I give them everything, man, because they're gonna see it, they're gonna hear it, what they're teaching these kids and what they want to teach these kids in class.
Right.
And that too with school, like I gotta be right next to them, because I don't trust what they're gonna give these kids online, and we're supposed to just sit them in the room and give them the computer and let them do this work, and like they, there's all kind of stuff that they're trying to push on these kids. So I just try to, teach them everything and make sure I monitor what they watch. You know, I got a 16, a 12-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Okay.
A 3-year-old, 7-year-old can't just be on the phone, on, you know, YouTube or whatnot. But even my 16-year-old, I can pop in like, what you watching, bro? Like,
right.
Get your mind right. You know what I mean? Like, get your mind right. You know?
We do the same thing.
Yeah. But
pop up and grab that phone real quick. Let me look through this.
Yeah,
let me see what you're doing.
I know sometimes I go in, he put his phone down, like, let me see.
Yeah.
Nah. But have you been doing music?
I have been doing a little bit of music. I haven't been doing as much as usual, which I find interesting. I don't know if it's just like a writer's block thing or if it's just I needed to focus on other things right now. And, you know, what about you? You've been working on music though, right?
I've been recording cats. I haven't worked on too much of my own. I have just because I got this, I ended up going to Studio One instead of Pro Tools. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty dope.
I've never heard of it. Who makes that?
Yeah, it's PreSonus.
Okay.
And a lot of cats are starting to mess with it. You know, everybody's got the home studio, so a lot of these dudes are using this in their cars. Just take the laptop with the mic and the pop screen and whatnot and your little interface.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Dudes are like, because everybody raps and everybody does music, so.
Right.
But yeah, I ended up jumping on this and it's pretty nice. So I've been recording cats on this and trying to figure it out. You know, I don't do too much auto-tune and all that, so this was a good way for me to jump into that. But yeah, I haven't done any music personally.
Yeah. What do you think that's about? You think you just have other things you've been focusing on, or
in the same situation as you? Like, I got stuff to handle. I don't want to be cooped up in here while the whole family's home. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like I come out here at night. Yeah, after they go to sleep, I'll come out here and do my thing. But it's usually mixing down and whatnot. But you know, my time right now is with them. And,
right.
Tinker around the house, get shit fixed up, and make repairs or whatnot, make our life better. Because I don't know how long this is gonna go on. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. I feel like a lot of people have different opinions on that. And then I just heard that President Trump demanded that all churches be open. So I'm wondering how this is all gonna play out.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to go through a second wave. So, you know, when they start opening up, people already, I don't know, we're supposed to go through a second wave to where people get sick again. I know that COVID is real because it's documented that they made this back in, you know, the 60s or something. But I don't think it's as severe as they make it seem. I think the media is pushing it like that. Yeah, okay. So like, I wear my mask all the time because I love this lifestyle. I love not touching people. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the fact that I can't hug like my loved ones all the time because they're scared of people. I don't mind, like, back up, bro. You know what I mean? Like, hey, where's your mask at? Like,
yeah.
I don't mind that stuff, but because I think we should be doing that anyway because there's some sick motherfuckers out here, point blank. So, but yeah, I think that we do need to stay closed because I think that once we open back up, everybody's gonna flood everything, and it's gonna be easier for either the virus to spread or for them to tap into us and spread it to us. You know what I mean? Because everybody be out again. They found different ways. They've been doing all kind of weird, you know, tests and studies and experiments. So whatever they have that is going to come out in the second wave, I think it's going to be a little bit stronger than what we're seeing now.
Interesting, right. Well, because I've already heard, I mean, they say it's already been mutating, right? There's like so many different strands and stuff now.
And see, like right now, the whole allergy season is here, and they're using like conjunctivitis and sore throat and like stuff, you know, anything that has to do with like allergies, they're using that as COVID, you know, a form of symptom. But then I also know that I have a lot of people that work in the hospitals, and they're like, dude, we're not flooded with all these patients. All these people aren't dying. You know, they're putting toe tags on people that died and using COVID as the
Right.
as the cause of death. No matter if you get hit by a car, you get shot in the head, you die of pneumonia, or if you die at 92 years old because you're old. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, yeah, the elderly are getting it. And yeah, but so, I mean, I think there's a whole big conspiracy around this. I don't actually know what it is. I'm not going to claim to know what it is, but I think that they're mutating stuff, and then that second wave is going to be a little worse. And I don't know. We're supposed to be like under martial law right now. I have this video I was going to send you.
Okay.
But yeah, like everything that it's not an executive, because the executive orders under martial law gives everything we own to FEMA, airways, roadways, ocean, assets, anything.
Okay.
And right now they have this order. It's not an executive order, but it's the exact same order as what these executive orders give to FEMA under martial law. So I'm not really sure even.
Right, they're just calling it something different. I've read a little bit about that stuff too.
Under martial law, it gives them right to do this round. They call it a roundup. Like you round up cattle and you can put them in these FEMA camps.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about this for like 15 years, and cats are
talk about it. Let's talk about it again. Tell me about this.
Like you're tripping. It's just like when you say you believe in aliens.
You're always crazy. We're always crazy.
Right? So yeah, it gives them the right to do the roundup and then make civilians, American citizens, work for the government or work for FEMA. So it's basically like a Holocaust or a new way of slavery, or if you want to call it the New World Order.
Yes.
I don't know how far you dig into that rabbit hole, but
I mean, I feel like I've probably come across a little bit of everything as far as information. I've definitely, my fiance is like he's the one that's got me into, he's, all about the conspiracy theories. So
I'm all in that rabbit hole.
We're usually debating. Like, I'm like, babe, that's a little bit too crazy. And then he'll like later on, I'll be like, you know what? That shit you said, it kind of makes sense now.
Some of it is out of this world, and I don't believe everything. You know what I mean? But
the government is out of this world. I mean, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes is it is unbelievable. It's really, truly hard to believe. So nothing surprises me anymore.
You can really do that? Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost traumatic just knowing, I mean.
Well, even like we have that, the House Resource 6666. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, what?
So that gives them right to come into our homes and test us and seize us if they need to. Everybody, have you gotten a flu shot in the past couple of years?
Never.
Okay. So like flu shots, measles, all that shit they push on us is giving those false positives. So a lot of these people who are testing for or testing positive for COVID had that fucking flu shot that I'm telling people, don't get that damn shot, man. They want to keep giving us, you know what I mean?
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, so they want my daughter to get her 7th grade shots. They telling her now. And I'm like, we don't even know if you guys are going back to school. Like, why are you pushing me for her to go get this vaccination if we're supposed to be doing like homeschool? You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere near hospitals right now. We're not doing anything.
Right.
We're all extremely healthy. We have, I have allergies, so that's about the worst that I've gotten since we've been on lockdown. Kids haven't been sick. So,
right.
But yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the videos of like people being forced to take vaccinations?
No. Where is that?
New York. I'm not sure what this last one I just saw was, but grown men, 260 pounds, talking, or screaming and crying because they're trying to hold him down. And this dude looks like he's with it. You know what I mean? He's had it up and they're trying to give him a shot. And they've got like 10 doctors in the room, and he's like, he got the phone. He's like, you guys aren't doing this to me. Like, I'm a man. I can refuse this shot. Like, you can't we're at the hospital. You can't tell me I have to, get a shot, or you're gonna keep me here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, but you sign that contract when you walk in too. A lot of people don't realize what they're signing.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. He was probably a dude that was like, oh no, they ain't doing that at the hospital. He got to the hospital and they're like, damn, they're really doing this here.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to, I know that. I'm not going to the hospital.
I don't trust none of that shit.
Unless I'm dying, I'm not going to the hospital. I ain't got time for it.
Same. So we've already discussed this also. We will be staying home if anything happens and taking care of each other.
Sure. Yeah. And people I'm real big on like firearms. Like if you don't have you got a firearm?
We tried to get one recently. It was obviously really difficult. And so we were discussing, that is our next move.
And I'm not saying like to fight the government. Yeah, if they come to my house trying to shoot my kids up with vaccinations, everybody's done. But as far as the chaos and the panic from people,
exactly, yeah.
Like our neighbors are gonna be the ones that we gotta really like worry about, because they're gonna be the ones that are hungry or panicked and want to come to our house. And
that was our thoughts exactly in both scenarios really, because this shit might go down, and
I know I can't fight the government. I know that, but somebody gonna take something. Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I try not to think so much. And I try to stay with
we have to be able to see. That's a shame that we don't see, and this is why they don't want us to gather in groups. It's like it all goes back to that, because there's power in numbers. I mean, in any strong force, there's always, they have it themselves, the government, the police department, all of it. It's all the same thing. It's a gang, basically.
It is, 100%.
Yeah, so if we don't have an understanding with people with like-minded thinking, we really should be doing more of that, coming together and really like, okay, guys,
absolutely,
we're ready for this shit.
Just picking each other's heads, you know what I mean? Like, and seeing what y'all think about this, because you met my brother A, right? Big tall dude. Yeah, you met A.
He's your brother? Yeah. So, okay.
He's Muslim, and you would never know because he's not like.
He's what you said?
He's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim, okay.
Yeah, but you would never know. But he comes over and he debates me because he's not totally in this rabbit hole yet. But he when we talk about it, he's like, "Damn, Jay, that's fucked up, bro." So he'll come through and debate with me, but there's a lot of things that he'll persuade me to think a different way because he gives me some good, valid reasons. You know what I mean? And to have more people, like if we get these going, is this a podcast or what? Yeah,
so this is what I want to do with this, is just have conversations just like this, conscious conversations, and just share them, just put them up. Why not?
Is anybody on right now?
No, just me and you.
Okay, so if there's a program called soundtrap.com. We're not a program, but it's a soundtrap.com, and you can either produce beats or do a podcast, and it's a free podcast, and you can have people go to your podcast and just listen, because I know Zoom gets cluttered. Like if you got too many people on Zoom, especially right now with everybody being on Zoom, Zoom is gonna get real iffy after a while. So if you really want to do like a podcast where you can just have listeners, people can tap in, people can call in.
Oh, really? Soundtrap, you said?
Soundtrap, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Soundtrap.com.
I'll look into it after this for sure. Yeah. Thank you.
It's pretty dope, yeah. So I think it's like $11.99 just to keep it running.
Right.
And I haven't done the podcast yet. I'm real close to doing a podcast, but I just got to make sure I can dedicate that time to it. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, I meditated on that for a second. I was like, okay, what are my times going to be? And, I decided there was 2 hours out of the week that I could set aside. And and just see how this works, you know, why not? So I definitely think you should do that. You would have a dope ass podcast.
Yeah, because we did, I was just talking to my guy today. He has a show at Long Beach City, a radio station, and we were doing the show there for the last 2 seasons, and it was getting some good feedback. And the homie was like, "Dude, you should start one." But I just don't want to start something and then I'm a father of 4, have something come up and then I can't do it today. You know what I mean? Like, cancel tonight. Like, that's people aren't going to pay attention. You know, I can't keep people like that. So.
Right. Well, yeah, you would definitely have to make it a priority and make it just like a job. You know, like make sure the wife is, you know, got the kids during that 1 hour.
This time I'm at work.
Yeah. Because that's what it would be, you know. So, and I definitely think it would be worth that, because even your kids will be able to go back and see their dad talk about all this stuff online one day, you know. So that'd be really cool.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, we have they were listening to the radio show when we would go on and call in every once in a while, so that was dope.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you used to do radio stuff?
No, I was a guest host, and then it kind of became a permanent thing with him because, you know, it kind of flowed the right way.
Okay.
So, yeah, for the last 2 school years, he was doing it there, and I would just show up.
Okay, that's cool. So you got some experience in that. See, I have no experience whatsoever. I've just been in the entertainment industry forever.
It's the same thing. It's just having conversation, playing music. And we all had music. I got a whole camp of artists that, you know, have music. So I was not an artist. And then every artist I would just come across, like, come on, you got an hour slot on Friday, come check it out.
Yeah.
It was from 4 to 8. So we had time. I would do like 6 to 8. I'd go in there. By the time he was already rolling, I'd go in. We'd, you know, just chop it up, different conversation, different topic.
Well, there's a reason why you had that experience, and there's a reason why you're thinking about doing your own. So I think that's a calling that you need to listen to for sure. That'd be really dope.
I want to. I just got to, like you said, I got to, you know, formulate everything and make sure I can block out a time.
Right. Yeah.
It would have to be after hours though.
Yeah.
Be an after hour show.
That's I feel like that's a good time anyways for adults, you know?
Yeah.
So we get to like let loose, maybe have a drink or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. And see, with that too, you can have the live footage, you know, that people can go back to and watch instead of just hearing it on the radio. If they're on the radio, they're on the way home or whatever, they can listen. But then you also have the live footage that you can throw in there. You can have, again, different guests. You don't have to censor it. You know what I mean? You can bring in whoever you want. You can smoke. You can drink. You can chill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do in the future. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'll start here and I'll see where it goes. You know, because I absolutely love having conversations that open the mind and that feed the spirit. So I feel like if I can do that, even for a living one day, I mean, yeah, I'm down, you know?
Absolutely. And see, that's why I like this whole situation right now, because I've been telling my wife, like, if I could just record all day, that'd be the life, you know, or 8 hours to just record, you know what I mean? That's my work schedule. And right now, that's kind of turning into it. So.
Right. There you go. Look at God.
And that's true. Like I've been telling people, I can't complain, dude. I've been so irritated, not at being at work with y'all. Like I love being like running the classes and shit, but there's so much more I could be doing, like for the stress that the company gives and all that. And I'm like, I could be running my own class.
Oh, hell yeah, you could. That was one of the first things I thought when I met you. I was like, oh, this guy could have his own show going on, like in all separate kind of ways. So. But
it was one of them things, like I couldn't leave y'all. Like I built
feel
relationships with a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people that, not the people that matter, but the people that I saw were really like real about this, you know what I mean? And like really care about themselves. Because then that shows me like who cares about other people if you care about yourself.
Ooh,
enough.
that's deep.
Not too much, but you know, yeah, if you love yourself, you can love somebody else. You know
that's deep. Yeah.
So y'all, like, I couldn't just leave y'all like that. And it was kind of like when they said we're closed, I was like, yo, like, I didn't have to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to do that. So, but I am going to try to open a gym.
Okay.
Hopefully sooner than later with these, because I just found out we can get some grants right now. And some unforgivable loans, but some forgivable loans, but I don't play with loans. But if that's your cup of tea, you know what I mean? Like, we can get all kind of loans and grants right now, so that when we start back up, or when we open back up, you know, we have ways to build the economy. And something like a gym or a flower shop or, you know, anything that's gonna like build the community. We're definitely giving grants for. So I'm working on getting my grant right now. I'll get a small little
you
warehouse.
better get that grant.
Hey, man, you know, and then I can just do that and have all the people that I love from the gym come through.
Right.
Price the same deal, you know what I'm saying? But have it my way, you know?
I am giving you all the energy to get that accomplished. I hope that really comes through, because I feel like you can really put together something special. Like, I feel like, you know, in a corporate gym, you know, there's only so much you can really accomplish as far as, you know, how you get to communicate with your customers, you know? Whereas to if you had your own space, I mean, it wouldn't just be about working out. Like I said, there were certain words you were telling me while I was working out that were like hitting me at a level that no one else has really got to.
And see, it's not about working out. It's all mental to me. Like,
and you could really do some shit with that. Like,
it's all about mental. And like you said, the energy, man. It's all about energy, dude.
There you go. Right.
And I can feel vibes quick. You know what I mean? I know you can too. You can. That energy is, even if it's like low energy and it's not the right energy, I'm not allowing it in my life. You know what I mean? And I just can't. You know, there was a lot of hating going on and people trying to complain, and like employees trying to complain, acting like they were members and shit. I found out one of the employees was fucking calling in talking about I was an asshole and this and that, and I was the biggest asshole he ever met. And
like, jealousy.
So, and I'm not like, and that's my life now. Like, I try to keep that positive energy, but I do have a bad temper, and not a bad temper. I just don't have patience for shit like that. And it's like, dude, fight me or shut up. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. Like, and I'm too old to fight, but it's like, dude, if you want to be bad, let's fight. If not, then go your way and let me go my way. Like,
right.
Stay out of my space. You know, it's just, I don't have time for it, and I don't have the patience. So, you know, the gym, like my gym, I would know who's in there and who's supposed to be there, what kind of vibes are supposed to be there, and turn away anybody I want to. And it helps with the people that are there, with the members, because they'll feel secure. You know what I mean? They know there's no assholes, or at least people being assholes at the gym.
It's a safe space. It's a safe space. And let me tell you, that's number one for me when I look for a gym, you know? And as soon as I don't feel safe anymore, I have a hard time going.
There's a lot of pervs at the gym. It's crazy. And that's why I don't usually go to gyms to work out. I work out at home, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of pervs at the gym. My wife won't even go to the gym. She's like, fuck that.
There's a lot of pervs everywhere. But the gym,
it's
like,
but the gym
damn it. So they all come together.
Right. For me, being a man and know how men think and shit, I see shit that a lot of women don't see. And I'm like, bruh. And like, dude, I don't know if you'll see me in class, but I'll just stand there and stare at a dude like,
Yeah.
What?
Are
Why
you done?
Sharing that though? Like, yeah, like, come on. And I told him, like, man, don't be a perv, bro. And that shit was like, it was weighing on me because I don't like pervs, number one, because I got girls and I got a wife, you know what I mean? And I got sisters and a mom, you know what I mean? So I don't do pervs, you know what I mean? At all.
Right.
I'm ready to tussle at all times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. What's up with you? What you gonna be doing for the rest of this quarantine?
I have no idea. I mean, number one, I'm focusing on healing for sure. That's number one. And just being creative, really, you know, just spending quality time with my family and being creative. And I'm always looking for, I actually might even start school. So,
right?
I mean, go back to school because I've, you know, started and stopped a few times.
What are you going to school for?
I want to finish getting my psychology degree, but I'm also thinking about doing nutrition. So that's been a thing. I'm very interested in like the holistic healing stuff.
Okay.
So, but I feel like I really want to work on my own healing before I can be like, look, it works, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot of that going on right now. All these people just jumping on the wave. You know what I mean? And like, they're not actually taking care of themselves first and giving all this false hope and false information, man.
What's your diet like? Are you like vegan, or are you just balanced with
nothing special? Eat? Yeah, I'm just balanced, man. I just try not to eat bullshit. Like, I mean, yeah, I snack. Donuts were my main, like, my kryptonite, I guess. Like, I had to have a donut a day type shit.
Really?
But I do eat healthier. You know what I'm saying? We don't do fast food. I usually don't do food out. I try to make everything. I try to like cut all my meat. I cook. But it's nothing special, man. It's just watching what you eat, eating in moderation, and trying to stay as natural as possible.
Right.
You know?
What about?
It's hard because everything is modified. So
right.
Even when it says organic,
I know.
Unless it comes from your backyard or your garden,
right.
You don't know what the hell it is. You know what I mean? So.
What about supplements? Do you do any supplements?
I'm an Herbalifer, so I do what?
I gotta check it out.
I don't see. I used to sell it, and I used to be the Herbalife guy, is what people would call me, which made me stop doing it.
But the fittest, like most attractive people I know are all Herbalife people.
Dude, it works. So, I mean, I don't.
I hear that.
I don't play with supplements because I've tried to be all natural since high school. I'll do like if I got like if I'm missing some iron, I'll pop some iron pills or whatnot. Like whatever I'm lacking in my diet, I'll supplement like that. But I don't do too many pre-workouts and this, and I don't try not to put too many things.
I actually really love hearing that because that pre-workout shit got people all crazy.
That's crazy. And see, like Herbalife has one, and it's the most. It's not natural because you can't make this natural. It's not supposed. You have it in your body already. You're just putting more in your body. But
is it that Prolesca, or what is it called?
Prolesca is dope too, but it's it's called Prepare.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of creatine, just a little bit of caffeine, but it works and you don't feel all crazy. And like the other stuff makes me itch or it feels like tingling, which is stupid.
Right.
But with the shake, I take Herbalife shakes. I take at least one a day. Like my breakfast, I always want to start with a shake, and then I take what's called cell activators. They activate your cells so you can absorb the food, because it's not what you are, meaning it's not what you eat. It's not you are what you eat, it's you are what you absorb. So if your cells aren't absorbing the nutrients that you're giving yourself, all your dead cells from before you started getting healthy, then you're just throwing
money down the drain with all that organic food.
That's what I tell everybody, like, take them fucking cell activators because they're natural and it's just gonna activate your cells so you absorb it. So I'll take those in my shake because the shake is only. See, I feel like I'm selling this shit.
No, go for it though, because I'm interested, legit. So
the shake is a full meal. It's everything you need from a full meal in under 200 calories. It's 180 calories, but it's a full meal
with all the vitamins, minerals,
everything that you need to get your body started in the daytime. So
plant-based.
You can do plant-based, or there's we have a plant-based, or it's like the soy. It's a lot of it is soy, but it's the higher, like the high grade soy. But yeah, it's not everything isn't natural. There are enhancers, though, and a lot of people tell you it's all natural. It's not all natural. But so I only take the basics, where are the shakes, sometimes the vitamins, and then my cell activators every morning, and then I'll drink the tea because the tea gives you energy. That's my like pre-workout. The tea will give you energy. The tea will burn 80 calories a cup.
No way. That's some good ass tea. I need to try that tea.
And it boosts the metabolism. And see, shit.
Hold on though. Would you recommend that to someone who has, thyroid problems though? Because they say yes. Because I thought like caffeine and stimulants would be bad for someone who's already.
Not the tea, but the shakes. The shakes, the cell activators, and the vitamins all day long. There's something called Herbal Lifeline. There's something called Herbal Lifeline that has like all the omega-3s and the fish oils and whatnot. And that, like, I can't say we cure diabetes, but all my clients that were diabetics came off of all of their medication just with taking shakes and this Herbal Lifeline because it's balancing out their sugars and everything. And I stand by Herbalife 100%. I just stopped messing with the business because there's still shady cats in the business. And when I was gangbanging, like my big homie ended up, he went away for a while and he came back and he did Herbalife before I started it. And then I started it and he was telling me about all the shady ways that they were doing it and the reason why he left Herbalife. And I was running with the guys that he was doing it with. You know what I mean? He was like, be careful of these couple cats, man, because if anything goes down, you're going to take the fall for it. So I was like, it was all like credit card stuff. And it was like, and these are, top guys. So it was like, I'm not trying to affiliate. Like, that was my whole thing. It's like, that's just another, like, that group, at least. Not gonna say all Herbalife, but that group is just another like gang, basically. That it was weird, and there's like cliques and all that, and it just became weird to me. So I still take the product. I still have a team, and I still like teach people, but I don't blast it like that. You know what I mean? But it works. It works. If you ever want to try it, if you ever want to like know exactly what you need, and there's some for everybody. Like, it's not just shakes and all that. There's like women's health, there's men's health, there's the little blue pill, what I'm saying, for men, but it's
what is that, testosterone or something, or
no, like a Viagra.
And that's through Herbalife.
That's through Herbalife, but they got that. They got like I take the men's ultimate prostate, just to make sure I'm straight. But they got all kind of stuff for like PMS. They got skincare. They got hair care. They got all kind of stuff. It's a lifestyle. It's definitely a lifestyle, not just a diet.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But just real quick, you can, if you want to lose weight, you replace 2 meals with a shake, and then you eat 1 meal. You can eat whatever you want to eat in moderation. Like, I wouldn't say go get a box of burgers, but if you want a burger, make a burger. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, how do you still eat that? If you eat it in moderation, plus your other 2 meals are everything you need in a meal under 200 calories, then it's common sense. You're going to lose the weight, and then you're going to pick up other habits, other good habits, because you're going to start like, well, I want to, and that's the problem. People start all these supplements and then start buying all the food that they should have been buying in the first place, and thinking the product is working, but it's all the food that they made better choices with. They started eating like natural foods instead of going to McDonald's and shit.
Right.
Instead of like doing that in the first place and cutting out some of these diets. Like, I don't get the diet thing, and I don't tell people to like, if you're gonna be on Herbalife, I'm like, just make sure you do it right and pick up better habits, and it's gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you move faster.
Okay.
So I take mine. I don't take it to lose weight. You can take it to gain weight just by taking it on top of your meals. You take a shake on top of your meal.
Okay.
Or you just replace one meal, and that's just gonna balance you out. Keep you level. You know?
Right.
It's
interesting. Dope. I really enjoy taking smoothies. Anyway, I have a really hard time eating until like, I would say like 3 or 4 p.m. sometimes, and I'm finally hungry.
So you don't eat in the morning?
I can only really do a smoothie, so sometimes I'll do a smoothie.
That's fine. But you know, we're supposed to be eating, we're not supposed to be eating ham and eggs in the morning. We're supposed to be eating like berries and nuts and like grains, so like a little bit of bread or some kind of bread that you're eating.
Right, okay.
But even if you do that, you put something spiritually, you know, you got to start the day, you got to start the day right. It's like mentally, the soul, and the body. So if you're working on your spiritual, make sure you at least start with breakfast and your meditation and all that.
I feel better when I don't eat anything.
When you don't eat?
Yeah. Well, I'll have coffee or tea, and I feel like that'll kind of get me through. And then maybe I'll have a little bit of nuts or something like a green smoothie. Yeah, but I have a really hard time feeling like super sluggish after I eat a meal, and that's to me is the worst feeling.
So don't eat a meal. You know what I mean? Just eat something to put something in your system. And like not a hash brown. I'm not saying you eat hash browns, but sometimes if I'm running, I'll put a hash brown in the air fryer.
Just because you need to keep going. Right. Right. So I just tried Herbalife for the first time when I was in Arizona. The people that I was staying with, they're Herbalife people. Okay. And so I was doing the shake every day, and I really liked it. I mean,
what kind of shake? It
was chocolate.
Okay.
We were doing chocolate, and then I tried like another creme brulee and a vanilla one or something, but I like the chocolate the best.
Yeah. All right.
So I was like, I got to get me some of this for home.
Yeah.
The chocolate and then the Prolesca stuff. She would put that in there.
Yeah, and so the Prolesca is gonna get excess body fat. So like around the belly, around the neck, under the arms, it focuses on that. That stuff is bomb.
Really?
I've tried almost everything, but I lose too much weight like playing with some of this stuff that they got because I lose weight fast, and that's why I take mine on top of. No, it's the same thing.
That's not fair, JJ.
Look, how people try to lose weight, I try to gain weight.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Because if I eat too much, I feel sluggish. I feel sick.
Right. Of
so
course.
By me eating my meals and then taking a shake, I still feel good, and I can gain my weight. So it's hard for me to gain weight. So I'm in the same struggle.
Okay.
As far as like where we. Like,
but what about this whole muscle? I love how this whole conversation has turned into health and fitness. But what about the whole like, you know, keto thing where it's like the more protein, the more muscle that you don't like it, you said?
I don't do keto. I don't agree with keto. You know, it's gonna make you lose weight for sure. You can do anything to lose weight, but the longer you maintain that diet, you're gonna get like high cholesterol. They want you eating like eggs and bacon in the morning, and like
I can't even
crazy.
fathom. I've tried it, and I was getting sick. I was like, what do I do?
It's a lot of protein, yeah, but just take some protein then. Like if that's the case,
right?
I mean, everybody today every man today I can't knock anything. If it works for you,
right. I know a lot of people that have had a lot of success stories with it and swear by it. Sure.
But then they never stay like, I tried to get something that I can stick with for the rest of my life and it not make me sick, or it like I'm always getting results from Herbalife. Right. I don't want something that, you know, and the people will say like, well, once I stop taking this, am I going to gain my weight? Am I going to lose my weight? Yeah, if you don't pick up new habits. If you drop
Mm-hmm.
this diet, you got to pick up another. And I hate saying diet because your diet is just what you eat. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or what you put in your body. So
how have you been doing with the quarantine? Do you feel like you've been slacking off with working out? Do you feel like you've been working out more? How is your relationship right now with your physical health? Since that's what you do for a living, and you know.
Yeah, no. So when we first started, it was heavy working out. Now I'm doing so much like tinkering around the house and running around, and like my wife don't go out right now, the kids don't go out right now, so I'm doing all the store runs and
Mm-hmm.
whatever we need done. So I'm always on the go. And then with these winds and all this pollen and everything, it's messing with my allergies, so my asthma's acting up. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to do too much running. And again, I'm just kind of busy right now. It's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I can get up at 6 o'clock. I've been getting up at like 8 o'clock every morning, which is stupid late for me. But the kids don't have to go to school. I don't have to take no kids to school.
You better rest.
Boy, girl, I'm resting up. So, but yeah, I'm not doing nothing. It's just my basic, like, wake up in the morning, hit some push-ups, hit some crunches, some squats, and then I'm done.
So first thing in the morning, you just knock it out of the way.
Once I get my mind right, I get up, I sit up, you know, I try not to like, I'm awake. I try to thank you, I'm awake, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to, you know, affirmations and shit. And,
oh, okay. I was going to ask about that too, if you had any spiritual practices involved.
Well, like, you know, I've dealt with depression and anxiety and PTSD and all kind of shit. So, you know, it was a point in my life where I was doing a lot of, you know, I was living fast and it wasn't helping. So, like, once I started slowing down, I started thinking about shit I was doing. So I started getting real, like, self-conscious. So then I had to, like, for the last, like, 10 years, kind of, like, crown myself again. You know what I mean? And, you know, let myself know that I'm worth it. And so I do that every morning. You know what I mean? Like, you're a king. You're going to make this day what it is. You know what I mean? You're going to take it by stride. Just whatever I feel like I need to tell myself that day.
Right.
And then I go to, you know, jump on these push-ups, hit some crunches, have my son do them if he's right next to me or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gone. I'm not doing too much working out right now.
Okay. Just listening to your body and what it needs.
Yeah. I know when I start seeing and feeling, and I do a lot more stretching. Yeah. I do a lot more stretching too, because with all like the sawing and everything I'm doing, I'm bent over a lot, so my lower back is sore. So I'm focusing more on that, and you know.
Me too. I've been focusing a lot on stretching. I feel like it's so.
It's more important.
It's amazing.
It's more important. It's more mental. You know what I mean? And that will get you. It's a stress reliever for sure. Like if you notice, if you stretch real quick, all you're thinking about is stretching.
It completely shifts my energy on every level.
Right.
That's why I'm always trying to tell people. I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, you know, sometimes to people who are just, you know, not aware of the benefits of, you know, yoga or even meditation or pushing your body to limits that you just don't know you know, it can do. So I found.
You meditate?
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And see, that's what I try to meditate, man, but I got so many things going through my mind at one time. It's hard to stop.
So there's so many options with meditation. And I hear that from so many people, and I struggle with it too. It's not something that, you know, people are just like, oh, I don't have that problem. We all have that same exact problem.
Ooh,
but there's
ADD.
It's our human, they call it the monkey mind. It's our monkey mind. Yeah. We're still animals. We're you know, so to become fully conscious, it takes work, you know, to just sit in stillness and to be aware. So they say, you know, the first thing to do is just to become aware of those thoughts, of all those thoughts. And then you start to realize you're not those thoughts. And then it's like you fall back even further into, okay, I'm the person I'm the thing that's aware of the thoughts. And then you kind of just have to learn how to be okay in that void.
I'd start seeing like a helicopter or like a rock or something. I'd be thinking all this stuff and I'd be getting to that moment and then a song would jump in my head or something. Or like, I can't concentrate when I try to. So I smoke and I mix down. And that's kind of like my meditation.
Your meditation. Yeah. I get that too.
I want to be able to just stop. I want to be able to just stop everything. Right. Like, I can't ever just stop. You know what I mean? Even when I'm asleep, I'm having weird ass dreams and
right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, you're a total empath.
What is that?
You're super sensitive, which is awesome. That makes you even stronger, actually. You know, it's a paradox. So the more sensitive you are, the stronger you really are, you know, the more aware you are of everything around you. And but for that reason, meditation would benefit you a whole lot, because you can, I'm going to take this to another level. You can channel, you know, messages that your ancestors might be trying to tell you. And, absolutely. You know, things like that, where we're so busy and we think we've got it. We're like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do and how to do this. Mm-hmm. But there are big decisions in life that we shouldn't be making on our own, that we should be going to our ancestors for, right?
Well, they say, I mean, have you heard that they, you know, our thoughts and the things that we know, and we don't know how we know these things, come from them?
Oh yeah, it's through. So it's like, passed on. We're still connected to them. Yeah, we're never gonna not be.
We inherited their thoughts and their knowledge, and it's not just like facial features and shit. Like, we inherit a lot of spiritual and.
Well, that made sense to me when I learned about the study where they took the DNA and they separated, right? Mm-hmm. The father and the son's DNA in two different places. And they were manipulating one DNA and the other DNA was changing as they were. So it was like, okay, if that's on a physical level, it has to also be on a spiritual level as well. There's no doubt in my mind. My mother has been through stage 4 brain cancer. She found out she had it 6 years ago. She's gone through several years of therapy, and I felt everything she went through the whole time she went through it. It was so, I was like, Mom, you better make it through this, because I can't deal with it anymore, you know?
And so, she did make it through, right?
She did, yeah.
Okay.
She's something else. She's something else. She's super strong. So she swears by milk. She's drank milk for her whole recovery, and it's like she's totally bounced back.
And see, I won't drink milk. I used to love milk, but then I researched what they do to milk and what they allow to milk.
I tried telling her that too. She's like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. She's like, it's helping me. Leave me alone.
I just see all that when I look at milk. Okay, so are you, I know you're spiritual. Are you religious?
So I wouldn't consider myself religious anymore, other than the fact that I still, when I pray, I still pray to Jesus, or in Jesus' name. I still believe.
Were you Christian?
I was Christian growing up. Okay. My mom, she brought us to all kinds of different Christian churches. She wanted us to be aware of all. She introduced us to all kinds of different religions and stuff, but mostly Christian stuff. And then I had a best friend who was Catholic. I used to go to church with her just to hang out with her, you know. So I got a little taste of Catholic practices. And then I had a producer at the age of 16 she was conscious and super hippie, and she used to go to that Agave Love church in LA. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Michael, what's his name? Michael Beckwith or something. The guy who does the movie The Secret, or the book.
Okay.
He runs that whole church.
It's his church. Okay.
So when I was 16, I was introduced to consciousness, and I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, but now that I look back, I see it was planting seeds, you know. And I wouldn't consider myself religious or spiritual. Well, I was a little bit religious. I was singing in church for a while. I was on my praise and worship team. And I loved it. I still, to this day, I play praise and worship music all the time because it's powerful.
I sung in the choir. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, this is it. You know, this is what music is supposed to be.
See, that's like, I'm not religious at all anymore. Again, I grew up Christian, and that's the only reason I go to church. If I go to church now, is for praise team. Like, I can listen to a whole sermon, and sometimes the sermon will get me sometimes, but it's that praise team.
Tell me about it. I'll be in tears.
Yes.
I'll be screaming, hallelujah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, after that, I'm like, all right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to go? Like, come on.
How what you came for. Hey, I feel it.
Let's go.
I feel it. Yeah. I feel it. I got to get there. I got to sit in the front. I got to feel the music. I got to be in it, you know? So, yeah, 100% am with you with that.
All right.
Oh, man.
You know, I don't usually touch on religion and too much politics with people because it's real touchy. You know, it's a touchy ass subject. And kids, like, I'll tell people how I raise my kids. I won't dog anybody in that conversation. But there's certain subjects I won't touch on because people get real offensive. But, you know.
Yeah.
I just like to see where people are at because then I know how far we can go with the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I don't believe, I have a lot of different beliefs than a lot of people.
So talk to me about yours then. What do you guys, or what do you practice or believe?
I'm spiritual. I believe in one God. I can't say it's Jesus Christ. I can't say it's Buddha. I can't say it's Allah. I know
it's all
to
of
me,
it.
to me, all of them are one.
It's all of it.
And it's just where you come from that determines which one. So, but I still call him Jesus. In Jesus' name, amen. And we pray, you know what I mean? But we don't go to church like that. Me and my wife would get, you know, an itch and be like, we gotta go to church. And that's all she really goes towards praise team. We go to different churches. We'll go to an all-black church. We'll go to Cottonwood where it's mixed. There aren't too many like all-white churches that we know of. So, but
you're not missing out.
I know. You know,
I grew up my mom used to take us to an all-black church. We were like this little white family, you know. We were probably the only ones there. And that was super transformative to me for sure. Yeah. I mean, it completely opened my eyes, and that was where I felt the most spirit and the most truth. And I have always been more attracted. I thought the
same thing, man. And like, my mom's white, so it'd be the two little mixed kids and my mom in a black church. So I kind of felt the same thing. And like, I've never been black enough or white enough. So going into a black church, it was like, damn. But I did feel that's where I sang in the choir. That's where, you know, I did most of my my church activity. But then I saw a lot of corruption, a lot of fake Holy Ghost, a lot of like, because I was like, damn, I'm feeling this too. But why? I'm not like, I haven't passed out. He's trying to push my head and like
the Pentecostal
I'm like, slow down,
stuff,
you know
right?
What I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that kind of threw me off too. So it was like I started getting older, and I was like, damn, dude, like, am I doing this right? You know what I mean? So I was like, I know there's a God. Let's just do that. I know there's a God.
Well, it almost makes you feel like you're not like God doesn't accept
like
you or something. Yes.
Yeah. But see, the pastors, every church I went to, be it a huge church, a real intimate church, pastors will look at me and be like, son, come here. And they'll all pull me up and they're like, God, I got a plan for you. And my mom's told me that for the longest. So I know there's a God, and I know that every, you know, church recognizes that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of corruption. I know there's a lot of good churches. You know, the church that I used to walk down the street to, I was there till I was like 13 or 14, from like the age of 6 or 7. And then that church fell apart because our pastor was stealing the money. So it was like, man, that was my family, yo. Like, so yeah, I became spiritual to where it was like, there's something that created all this, and it had to be one thing. It couldn't be a couple of them, because something would have had to create those couple. I still don't understand the whole process at all.
Right.
It's a leap of faith. You know what I mean?
Right. We've evolved from algae. Okay.
I believe. And see, I'm still real into science.
Yeah, me too.
So I do believe in somewhat the Big Bang, at least for this planet or our planets. I believe that God didn't. It was like, here's Adam, here's Eve. I don't believe that.
Right.
But I do believe He created the universe and whatever, and then some rocks hit, and all that. But I do believe we were created from a bacteria. Like we were just this little bacteria that turned into algae and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?
I believe in aliens too. So I do believe that, they have, like, we are hybrids.
Yes.
The dinosaurs.
We got to do a whole topic on this one night.
Yeah. So my thing is, like, the dinosaurs were too big and too slow and too strong to, like, mine this earth. Wipe them out. Then we got not the Neanderthal, the one before the Neanderthal, caveman. He was too dumb. Wipe him out. Neanderthal was still too dumb. Wipe him out. All right, hybrid with them and the Neanderthal, get the Homo sapien. And then we were the right fit for this planet, and we mine it. That's all we do here is mine this planet, like work this rock. So I still believe in, like, but I believe that, God created those aliens too. So
same.
I don't know.
It's the more open-minded you become, the more possibilities there are, really.
Yeah. And see, a lot of people, when I say it's no different than believing in scientists, because that scientist can tell you were made up out of cotton candy.
Right.
And because we can't solve that problem, we don't know how to get through that algorithm. So we got to believe what they're telling us.
Right. We
got to believe that, just like the Bible, it's been rewritten over and over again. History books have been rewritten. Science books have been rewritten. We don't really know what is what.
Right.
In actuality, it's just all faith. It's all leap of faith.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my guy about this COVID and, like, the link between that and 5G. He's like, 5G doesn't cause COVID, and the scientists say it's impossible. I'm like, okay, I'm not saying it causes that, but now you're believing the scientists. He's like, well, it's proven fact. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that what they're telling you is the truth? Just because they say they're scientists, he's like, so you think that all these scientists, they're coming together to, conspire that 5G is, I don't know. But he was just I was like, well, I mean, now so you don't believe in God now because you believe in the scientists, right? He's like, no, it's just proven. Like, well, you're believing what they're telling you.
Right.
It's just like you saying, like, that's your God, basically.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that. You can't break that code.
Oh, I totally feel you. I feel like that with people, in my experience, a lot of people that work in the medical industry, I feel like the medical industry has become their God. They are so conditioned to believe, A, B, and C, and that's it. And there's nothing outside of that. And it's really interesting to me when, when people can't expand, but I get it too. It's safe. That's their safe place. And it's like, okay, I don't want to disturb you.
It's just like us saying God said it isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It is, right? Yeah, exactly.
They're looking at us like, dude, what are you talking about? Just because they said that, yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm not really religious. I just try to ask for forgiveness from whoever created this and ask them to keep my family safe and thank them for everything, man. There's nothing. All we got to do, I think, is be good people.
Right.
Try to be good people.
So how did you get into music? Like, how old were you when you started?
Oh, shit.
When did you realize you could rap or sing or... I didn't know you sang until today.
I don't know. I was always just into music. My brother had turntables when I was like 4 or 5. But I started writing poems at like 11, 12 maybe, and then I started writing rhymes. I just started writing over. Back then, it was like the B-side on the cassette. How old are you? Sorry.
34.
Okay, so remember cassettes back then had the B-side with just the instrumental. I write to those.
Yeah, same.
So I was about 12 years old.
So wait, you didn't used to record on tapes?
Oh hell yeah!
Because I used to have like a karaoke machine in my closet, and I would play the instrumental one, and I'd record on the other, and then I would go back and forth, and I would like layer them. Like I found a way to like, you know, make my own little studio and shit.
Yeah. So I did everything from karaoke machines to little tape recorders doing the same thing.
And then you level up as you get older, right? Start investing in your own shit.
I got something called Magics. Well, I started on Fruity Loops. Actually, I started on a beat machine because I couldn't find beats. I couldn't afford beats at 16. My mom wouldn't buy me a drum machine, a drum set. So I, mustered up some and went and got a drum machine. And then got on Fruity Loops, which taught me a lot about music. And then I went to school for a year.
Where'd you go?
Long Beach City.
Okay. I went to Musicians Institute. I paid a lot more than you.
I'm
still paying it off.
See, and that's what I didn't want to do.
Good for you.
Because I was playing football, and then I had my son, or I was having my son, so I had to quit football, so I ended up staying in school, but I couldn't afford it. So I was like, and everybody's like, go to Music Institute. And I'm like, dude, I'm broke as fuck. I'm 19, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. I'm not getting loans, so I didn't do that. And then I just made a studio in my house once my son was born. I was like, shit, let me do it at home. Like, I have to go to the studio. Started from there. But yeah, I was 12. I was 16 when I really started like recording, like on Triton keyboards and PCs and shit. That's when I got serious. Like 16.
Did you like ever form a group or anything with other people, or?
Yeah, so we had a group called Clockwise, and then I was running with a group called All Nighters. I wasn't in the group, but we did a lot of shows and shit together. But the group thing is hard. It's too many egos and too many agendas and calendars and shit. Yeah, so. And I had a child at the time. And when I had my child, it was like I wasn't that type of dad. You know what I mean? I was an in-home dad. So I wasn't, it was like, come through. Like, nah, bro, I got my kid. Like, your girl can't do that? Yeah, but I'm here with my kid. It's my son. Like, I'm here.
Right.
So that's when I built the studio. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Why, did you do a group?
No, I was totally stereotyping you as a rapper that, got into a group in high school.
No, I was more of the cypher rapper. Like I jump in ciphers with the homies. I wasn't a rapper. You didn't know me as the rapper, but I could freestyle, I could rap, I could write. Cats didn't know I had it in me until like my senior year. They like, damn, we did a high school CD where all the high schools got together and they had 2 songs from each high school. We did one of those, and I was on it, and they like, damn, Jay, like, where the fuck this come from? It was my beat and shit. So yeah,
well,
but no,
you are extremely talented.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
I mean,
you have a very nice voice, and your lyrics are dope, and your delivery, and I didn't know you make your own music too, or you kind of
that album was more different producers, but I've been producing since forever. Like my other 2 albums were all my work. Yeah. I usually produce for other cats though.
You usually produce what?
For other people. It's harder for me to jump on my own music now. I don't know why. I like to listen to it, but it's harder for me to write to it now. Just because I think I vibe too much to the beat and I've heard the beat too much.
For sure, yeah.
Because you produce, right?
I have before. I don't anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, one of my best friends, he makes music all day long, like literally. He's amazing. And so I'm so blessed to have him. He sends me beats all day, and So yeah,
it's hard, man. It's hard to find somebody that's
it
gonna send you a
is.
beat. Dude.
It is.
And
Yeah.
this industry is so competitive and so shady and so stingy that, like, nowadays we're having an issue with this dude on our label. You know, you release an album on he released his album on CD Baby, and CD Baby takes their cut. Like, you have your percentages and whatnot that you got to divvy up, but then CD Baby can take their cut. He tried to submit one of his songs to like a movie or something, and his percentages were off because CD Baby took their percentage or something, and he thought it was me and my cousin trying to finagle money, and it was like, bro, like, we're not, number one, this is pennies, bro, like on the stream, like,
right.
if it was like even $100 or $20 off, like, but we're getting pennies right now, bro. Our music ain't pumping like that. Like, don't stop acting like, you know, like we're trying to take your money. You know what I mean? And that's, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard working with other people in general, no matter what it is, really.
But now he wants to do these like split sheets. And I'm like, bro, you can keep all that shit. Like, if you want me to give you $34 or something that you might have missed, I'll give you that, bro. Like, that's, but it's the egos, and I don't know, people just think they're gonna drop an album and it's gonna change their life. Like, this shit is hard. This shit is harder to get into than it is to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Everybody's doing it and nobody's listening. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everyone's already stuck on what's in front of them and what, you know, mainstream media
There's so much content out here, man. There's so much really good content out here. That, you know, and I had to start like opening my ear to different shit, because I was like, man, I don't fuck with none of this new music. But me being like that, I was missing a lot of like in-betweens, people that were in between the lines, you know what I mean? So I found like, oh girl, that what's her name? The
one you sent me?
Yeah.
She's dope. Ayala or something, right?
Yeah. Ela or Ayala or whatever.
Yeah.
That man was my favorite. That's what got me to start rapping. Like, I was rapping over his beats and over his lyrics and whatnot.
Right.
So, you know, if I wouldn't have been out like looking for music, I was just going through everybody's shit and like pressing play to see what was what. But yeah, if we don't open our ears, man, like, I noticed that our generation, we talk a lot of shit, especially as rappers. Like, we talk a lot of shit talking about how this new generation sucks and this and that, but, you know, we won't give them the time of the day to feel what they really talking about. You know what I mean? So,
I remember hearing the same things when we were growing up, though. I mean, that's just like human nature,
like,
right?
Listening to music in my day.
Right.
Like that was my son.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like, man, looking back in the day.
Yep, so, totally become that parent as well. I'll be giving them the whole rundown on a song, like, first time this came on, you know, like. You don't even know your mom used to dance, you know.
And see, it's cool now because like my son, my 16-year-old, he's got an ear like I do, so he'll send me some artists, like some of these younger artists, and they kind of have that sound, but he's like, nah, Dad, listen to him though. Like, I know he sound like everybody, but listen to his words. Like, I listen, I'm like, oh shit, all right. And then he'll put on like some Earth Gang, which is like a new Outkast. Some of these new other artists.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
Yeah. If you listen to Earth Gang, it's like there's an Andre 3000 and there's a Big Boy. It's
That's
like a rapper and a rapper singer. Yeah. So he'll put me on. He's got a really good ear. He listens to a lot of like music that I grew up listening to. He's listening to oldies right now. You know what I mean? Because he's like, man, these fools are weird. Like, they are. You know? Yeah. And it's all about dope right now. Like, everybody fucking is Scarface. Everybody, as far as hip hop or rap.
Well, that's a thing. Like, they have to get the money, right, to become somebody, because that's how it works nowadays. Because everybody's their own record label now, and you know. Yeah. I mean, is there truth to that? Are people? I don't really know if these motherfuckers are really talking like
shit
or not.
A lot of these dudes that I record, you know, besides my guys, because my guys, we've all been through that lifestyle, and we know there's nothing to glorify. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like with these younger dudes that I'm, not even younger, but these newer cats that I'm starting to record, and I'll press them about it. Like, so this what you really about? And they like, oh, nah, man, it's back how I used to be, or whatever they say. And it's like, well, why are you rapping like this? And I don't want to say that to them, but I'm like, I know you ain't got no Bugatti because you rode over here in a fucking
Honda.
In a Lyft or an Uber. So I know you ain't got no Bugatti, and I know you ain't got red bottoms and all that because you got some Chucks on. Or
but there's a whole thing about, you know, the manifestation of rap too, right?
Speaking into existence or what?
Isn't that what isn't that how rap started? Right?
Nah, rap was actually, it was just telling the story of the street and telling.
I would say more like mainstream, like hip hop, like that. I feel like there was like a shift in like understanding that the words I speak may come to life. And so that's when the whole money, girls, this and that started, you know what I mean? But tell me, so, because I don't know as much about rap as I should, what were you going to say about how it started?
It just, I mean, it was more of telling what's going on in the hood, because we didn't have a music form like that.
A narrative,
like that.
Right.
Yeah, they had rock and roll, there was blues and all that shit, but these younger kids, the younger kids in that generation weren't singing blues, you know what I mean? So they were on the corners messing with, you know, breaks and beats and, you know, switched up some just to kind of tell the story of the street.
Right.
But when it took a turn, I don't think it was more of them trying to speak into existence. I think even like gangster rap isn't a genre. It was a weapon. It was an agenda. Like they had this written down in documents. I'll try to find that one for you too.
Okay.
Like Ice Cube wasn't a gangster. They used Eazy-E because he was a gangster. Dre wasn't a gangster. They were all they grew up in Compton.
Right, same with Tupac, right?
In LA, yeah. Tupac was, and I love Tupac.
Right.
But Tupac was an actor. Like he started in Juilliard. He was an actor. Like, and then he went to, his mom and them were part of the Black Panther and whatnot, but then he went to Oakland to get the Cali feel in like the dope style lifestyle, whatnot. But he wasn't from these blood gangs. He was just running with them. He was signed with them. And they'll tell you that. Like, Pac wasn't a blood. He wasn't with us. Like, he was just with us. You know what I mean? So, and cats don't understand that it's like they used hip-hop. Hip-hop dummy down, not just, and people get it twisted thinking it's just for the Black community, because it's fucking not. Like, if you listen or if you go to concerts like Lil Uzi or even Nipsey, it's mainly white kids, young white kids. Like, so they're doing it to dummy down us all. And a lot of people, I hate that topic about race and what they doing. I know they do stuff with Black folks and whatnot, but they're doing this to everybody. Like, and
I feel like that's a great subject that you could so easily touch on, because you have the benefit of being mixed and being able to totally speak some truth about that side without.
I'm totally unbiased when it comes to race. I have experienced, and see, that's the thing. Like, I've been beat by the police. I've probably been pulled over by the police more than some of these cats who actually talk about it. And that's not what I talk about in my rhymes. You know what I mean? Like, I try not to glorify all that shit. I try to give like real either encouragement or give you a lesson or just open your eyes on something. But yeah, I know it was made to tell our story from the hood. And that's, I mean, it just got blown out of proportion once they saw how many people were following it and what it was doing to all communities. They learned how to use it, just like they put crack in the hoods. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if I'm getting this right, but do you think the gangster rap is promoting violence?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes. And it's something like I don't know if you follow this kid 6ix9ine.
I know
Have
of
you
him,
heard?
but I don't really follow. But
He's
I've heard a little bit.
Yeah, he's the Mexican kid with the rainbow hair, but he snitched, and it's the big thing right now.
Right, I heard my kids are all talking about it.
Yeah. Okay, so like that, he's promoting all this violence in his songs, especially against black folks. But when he snitches and gets out, that's all that people are worried about, the fact that he snitched. They're not worried about the fact that he was promoting.
Because that's been conditioned in the gangster lifestyle, right?
That you don't do that. But when you got somebody, but he was saying something like, because they tried, well, his I guess his best friend, his manager, they put a hit out on him, and that's why he snitched. But before they put the hit out on him, while he was on tour and stuff, like his manager was having sex with his baby mama and this and that, and it's like his thing was, I snitched, but y'all talking about my loyalty, but this man was having sex with my baby mama.
Right. Where's the loyalty really? Right.
Where's the loyalty? He put a hit out on me, he put a hit out on my mama, but I'm not supposed to snitch now? And that's the thing, they will talk about killing everybody on the block, and that's cool. And they got that little kid, that little white kid, White Jesus or something. He was out for a while, but he came out and said, because he had a song where he's promoting all this violence, gangbang, he's got these guns and shit, and they did an interview and they're like, so are you a gangster? He's like, in no way, shape, or form. He was like, it's just it's an act. What I see. It's a character.
So that's how I felt about when I created HoodratHippy, right? She was a character.
She was a character, yeah.
And so I understand when people want to do, that's what entertainment is, and there is something also healing for an artist and safe for an artist to have an alter personality to express themselves, right?
Well, see, because I won't speak on certain things that I won't speak on certain things in my daily life that I will in my rhymes. You know what I mean? Because if you choose to come and get my version, then that's on you. Don't get mad about what I say. You came and listened to my music. You know what I mean? So, but if I'm out, I'm not trying to offend anybody on the streets. I won't go into politics. I won't go into this. I won't go into that, just because it's my opinion. And
but you feel like your music is a safe place to express all of those things, right?
I can say whatever I want to say, but in the same sense, I'm not going to sit here and lie about what I'm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fully 100% lie and say I'm.
Nah, I be telling the truth of my shit.
It's just, I might give you something that you've never heard from me.
Yeah.
In person. You know what I mean? Like be it political, sexy, whatever the case it may be, it's just something I'm not going to give you just anybody on my regular. You got to come get the album to understand that. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of these cats are taking it the total opposite, to where they're like, I don't want to show them who I really am, so I'm going to show them this. And I think that's wrong, because
there's a problem with that.
I mean, it is, because especially hip hop and pop, because you got all these little kids listening and following, and Instagram showing you what life isn't. Because all these cats, I see some of these cats that I record, their Instagram looks dope, but these people are broke as shit. Hey, can you throw me another hour? Or hey, can I pay you next? And he's like, wait, bro, you got weed, you came over here with drink, you came over here this and that. Your Instagram, you was just like this with all kind of money, but you don't have and you're sitting here, That's
one thing about you, JJ, I wanted to mention about how you really promote family and just having your shit together. And you make it look cool. And I think that more people need to do that, because it is fucking cool. It's cool.
I think
with
that's
us.
The best thing ever. Yeah, when I see you guys rolling and shit, I'm like, hell yeah, that's what's up. Because, and I don't know if I make it look cool, but what I'm doing is it's not really cool. It's just what we doing at home. I'm not balling. You know, I'm not balling, and I'm not gonna act like I'm balling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't. Again, I got 2 girls, so I can't promote like sex sales and all that. And I'm just not that dude. Like, I don't know. I'm not that dude. So
yeah.
You know, I don't even like smoke on my Instagram. If I do, it's once in the blue moon, but you know, I got a 16-year-old that follows me. He don't smoke.
It's hard. I
you
know.
What I mean? Like,
I know. It's so hard because
and only or whatever. I still have to be censored because there's always somebody watching, and it's usually my kids. You know what I mean? And like, I can't discipline my kids, and I can't do that whole like do as I say and not as I do shit, because that don't work. You know what I mean? Like, they gonna watch somebody who they really idolize, and everything that I do, they gonna pick up.
Right.
And that goes for any other little fan out there or anybody who might just come across my
visual
Instagram.
Creatures.
Yeah, especially now. You know what I mean? Like, I think we've turned into visual creatures, because now, you know, you look like you, but I see women that I see on Instagram and then see them in person, and I'm like, they're like, hey, Twynn. I'm like, I know you.
Oh no, I'm
like,
guilty of the same
like,
thing. You know this. You didn't meet this woman. You didn't meet this woman.
Yeah. No, I reckon I'll see this shit like, no, nigga. But no, there's so many.
It's tough. It's so that's so something else I want to talk about with women, because you know, it's hard for us because we feel like we have to live up to a certain standard, right? Because now you guys see these certain images, and now we feel like, well, we need to look like that, or we're not going to get the attention that we want. You know,
and that's the thing, like, you have to find somebody that meshes with you and that is attracted to you.
Oh, right. For sure. But I have someone like that, and I still have struggled with it. I've still been like, babe, are you sure that you don't want me to, you know what I mean? And he's like, you better knock it off, you know?
Those are worldly concerns. Yeah, those are just worldly concerns. But like, my wife, like, I love everything about the fact that she don't wear makeup. I mean, I don't care that you wear makeup, whatever. That's whatever. But I love to see what she looks like.
Yeah.
I love that she wears clothes. I love that she'll wear longer shirts to cover up her big ass booty. I love her big ass booty, but she's like, that's not everybody else's. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To me, that's like, that'll get me so like fired up so much more.
There's 2 kinds of men I've learned. One like you, where you guys like to keep. And then there's another kind who is more of the flashy, like, I want everyone to see what I have, you know?
Because see, I don't like, and I tell her that too, like, if a dude grab your ass, because there's dudes who do that, even the way she dresses now, somebody might grab her ass because it's there and it's big, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna flip, you know what I mean? Like, and she's the same way. If somebody grab her ass, she's gonna turn around and fire on somebody. So it's like, she's a little white girl, so you know what I mean? But
yeah,
we understand that shit. And like, yeah, I'll take my shirt off and shit, but if I go in public, I'm clothed. You know what I'm saying? I might have a tank top on and shit, but I've had women come up like and try to touch my chest and shit. It's like, bro, even in class, I had some girl was like, can I touch your hair? Like,
I bet.
No, sorry, you know what I mean? Like, watch out. No, thank you.
Right.
And I kind of just keep it moving, and they're like, damn, all right. But it's just, I've been with somebody who was real flashy. I've wanted my chick to be real flashy at times, but I realized it, you know.
You've grown.
And I know that now, especially with all this fucking human trafficking and shit, like, it's too much of a bait to get snatched up, and everybody's like, they ain't gonna snatch me, man. They snatch anything up. Don't get it twisted. Like, yeah. So I like a sexy woman that knows she's sexy and will keep it to herself or to her man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's okay to like feel sick. Like, there's times where I'm like, baby, put that dress on. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
But then I'm like this all day. I'm walking around like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
right.
It's cool. It's cool. I love that. I mean, she definitely, she's like, baby, you work with all these women, and it's like, that shit means nothing. Like, yes, I have eyes. I can be like, oh, she's bad, but I'm not gonna break my neck. I can look. I'm not gonna break my neck. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say nothing. We're all human. We're supposed to recognize beauty. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? But the person you're with has to think that you're the sexiest thing hidden.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, period.
Without all the bullshit. Without no work put in. Just being you.
I tell women, if you're going to wear all the makeup, it's going to mess your face up.
Yeah.
So then you're going to have to wear the makeup. Like, if you just
hey, I'm on that right now. I actually am wearing a lot less than I usually do. And it's like an all natural.
Yeah.
But I was getting sick every time I was putting makeup on my face. And then I realized it's super toxic. And I'm like, oh my God, here's another thing we're doing that's so harmful for our health, but yet
and we don't know what's in it. Yeah, we don't know what's in it. We're just trusting all these scientists and shit and putting all this stuff on our face and what's not yet.
Yeah.
But, like yours is, I mean, I like the red lipstick. I like when she does the red lipstick, but when they go like all out and wow, man, come on. You know what I mean? Like you have real natural besides the lipstick. Yours is always real natural. So
I feel like there's also I understand like people that, you know, that's a part of entertainment and that's a part of human nature too. We've always worn masks and you know what I mean?
Something.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Humans are just interesting, period, right?
And that's what I'm saying. There's no like right or wrong. Like if that's what you do, that's what you do. I prefer, you know,
right.
More conservative one. You know
right.
What I mean? But,
do you know Jhené Aiko?
Oh, yeah.
Or Aiko, or I'm not really sure, but she's one of my favorite artists. I found her several years ago when she first dropped her EP. And I totally just fell in love with her, and I love everything that she promotes. I mean, she's really into like the whole natural healing and natural skincare, and she just put out an album where she did different sound healing, different the sound bowls. I'm sure you know, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
she uses different frequencies in each song, and each frequency is supposed to be healing to the body in some way.
Yeah.
So I always want to do something like that. So when she did that, I was like, that's so dope, you know?
So, you know, like music is another form of magic, which we can actually change moods and all that with frequency. And there's supposed to be a way to mix down. I don't know if you tapped into that to where you can certain hertz and all that like will change the way you can control somebody's mind with this. Like Travis Scott. Don't know how
to do it myself. Right.
Yeah.
I've heard.
They were talking about, and what's his name? The kid that was killed, XXX whatever his name is. Was talking about it's not about like making the song sound good. It's about getting that right frequency that's gonna tap into that brain wave.
Interesting.
And it's the same thing like when I go back into like the 5G, when I was sharing this with the homie, and I was like the 5G and this COVID, like it goes together because I think they're trying to use those waves from the 5G to control, which is giving people all these symptoms to make them feel sick, to go to the hospital, but they're not really sick. But you know they can do. There's another video I think you sent me.
I sent it to you.
In the day.
That shit fucked me up.
Yeah, and you can do that with music just by using.
Well, we know that, so that's why it's hard when like I tried to talk to other people about this, and they're just like, it's too much. Like, dude, I'm like, you don't understand. I've studied this. This is a real thing. Yeah. We can do this. Yeah. People they're doing it to us, no doubt.
And people, it's too monstrous of a conspiracy for people to believe that. Dude, they're trying to control us with music. You're tripping. They're trying to control us with the internet. You're tripping. But
Right.
They've been doing it, you know.
Super easily.
It's documented. All these different tests they've done on us, between MK Ultra, mosquitoes, Tuskegee experiment, crack in the hood, you know, anything. Like CIA is cold when it comes to how they play with us, you know. So I don't know. I want to tap into that frequency though. I definitely want to tap into that, because we can change the world if we do it right.
Right.
You know?
Right. So that's another thing that I've been on. I've been tripping on myself, because I feel like I don't really want to put music out anymore. That's not going to really be healing to somebody, you know?
Purpose. Yeah. Yep.
So that's my next move, you know? And
nah, you ain't tripping, man. That's something good. Nah, that's perfect.
I'm just tired. I mean, I could write songs all day long, and I've always wanted to be like a conscious artist, but I've had to go through my own process. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna start doing meditation music, but I'm working my way there. Like, I want to make sure that I'm being transparent. I'm being true to who I am as an artist and as a person. But two, that I'm also leaving behind a message of hope and healing and all that good stuff too. So
that's what For the Record was all about, man. For the Record was all about, you know, giving a message, trying to leave something behind that can be remembered.
Right.
And then for healing for some of the people, because, you know, I've had certain songs to where cats are like, dude, that shit had me fucked up. You know what I mean? Babies and E&J Coffee and shit. Cats are like, dude. And these are like the harder cats in my life that I had to touch that way. With the in the same sense, you know, I had like my little nephew. He's on that song Babies, talking about, you know, babies having babies and shit, and going through it and going through the struggle. You know, something that's going, because he went through his parents having him young. So he's like, you know, that touched him too at 16 years old. And he hit me up like, Uncle, I've been playing this all day. You know, shit like that matters to me.
Yeah.
I don't want cats just banging my shit because it sound good in the car or it sound good in the club, you know.
It means something.
I want you to have to go back and play my shit over and over again to really get the full feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to listen to my songs 3 or 4 times to understand everything.
Right. Yeah, I was so happy after I met you and I found out that you rapped, and then, I mean, you find out people rap all day long, but then when you actually hear them and they're good and you're like, like, how are you not famous? But I get.
That's what I was like. The fact that you got skills musically, but like on the boards too, I was like, damn, like when you sent me all that track and I saw you messing with, it was one song and you were breaking it down, how you were putting different plugins in. I was like, fuck, that shit's like, I was stuck. And my wife's like, what are you watching? Like this chick from my class, yo, like she's legit on the boards, you know what I mean? So
thank you.
That was dope.
I really appreciated you commenting on that too, because I feel like, oh my God, it's been really difficult being a female engineer, because I feel personally that it's because I mostly only record rappers, and I just feel like they have a hard time like promoting the fact that if they don't have ears or something. Right. Like, what the fuck? They don't trust, you know, they don't trust me until they hear it, and then they're like, okay, you're dope. Like I guess we'll do this, you know. But anyways, you complimenting that was like, finally, like somebody
us as engineers, we don't get the credit due anyway.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's so many songs that I've cut, and I'm like mixing it down like, what the fuck is this, dude? And I get it to them, and they're like, dude, that shit's dope. And then the other people are like, damn, that song is dope. And I'm like,
I never want to hear it again.
That credit, because I want to show you the pre-mix, yo. Let's go. Yeah, we lack that recognition, man. So I had to give you that. That's definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. Well, this totally worked out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even though Darian was supposed to be here, I'm not really sure what happened to him, but I hope he's okay. I don't see any messages from him or anything, but I was planning on, you know, us going through, you know, our process with how we wrote media and kind of using even this as a platform to promote the song, which I've been having difficulties releasing. I keep getting issues. So I don't know.
Is it not clearing or what?
Hasn't cleared the last 2 times I've put it up. So, and that's
is there
not
sample?
The song, it's the artwork. So we've done artwork to it. We've now done it, I would say 4 or 5 different versions. So it's so silly, you know, it's just artwork. Really? But now I'm just like, maybe.
What are you releasing it on?
I'd use DistroKid. I've never had an issue. Never had an issue with DistroKid. But we were using public figures in our artwork to represent media. And we assume we assume even though it was public domain images, they still were rejected. So
that's crazy. All right.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to dumb it down.
Yeah, you know? I mean, that's what they want us to do anyway. So
right.
But the song ain't dumbed down. We can dumb down the artwork. The song ain't dumbed down. That shit is dope. That's a killer song. You know? And then who is this cat? Darian?
Stacks, yeah.
Stacks. That fool's dope.
He's ridiculous. He does. I don't even think he knows how ridiculous he is.
And he's not just a rapper. He's a musician, right?
He's a musician in all forms. Yeah. He engineers. He produces his own music. I've seen him in action, and he's just so creative. It's amazing. So yeah, and his live performances.
I admire that because I don't know music like that. I don't know how to read music. I play by ear. I don't know keys like that.
Like he gets on the mic and he'll just be like, do, do, do. Like he'll start with like his own sounds and shit, and then he'll go back and do another sound, and he'll start with some, you know, other instruments, and I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's music,
he's
and
sick,
I love that. Like I can't freestyle anymore, but like to see cats freestyle a song and like break it down like that, not writing. Like all that shit, I love it. Like that's
hell yeah, me too.
Like,
I'm so amazed.
Yeah.
I was just telling my fiance the other day, I'm like, babe, I think I want to like try some mushrooms and see if I can freestyle.
Hey, so I got a guy that has them if you need it.
Okay, cool. That's what's up.
It's my guy. It's my guy that, you know, I get trees from. I don't do shrooms anymore, but he got shrooms. And he's nothing like, he's a vegan, and he's real like careful what he puts in his body and shit. And so it's all clean and
dope. Okay, cool.
He doesn't do any pills and shit. It's just all
natural
weed and shrooms and like the weed extracts or the THC extracts and shit. So
okay.
But if you need those,
that's what's up. He makes his own extract, cannabis extract?
He doesn't. No, he just has it. Yeah.
Okay.
So my nephew is gonna start extracting. He's got his plans going right now, and he's gonna make some brewer. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a flower and a CBD dude.
Bro.
I'm old school.
I'm going to make sure that I change your life. I will make sure you try this shit. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They got us fucked up with the flower, bro. I'm telling you, that's a whole nother fucking topic. They got us fucked up with that shit. Yeah. They're making their money like that. It's not even how it's supposed to be consumed.
Right.
So you're just getting a tiny taste of what the cannabis plant, the benefits are when you smoke it. When you take the extract, you're getting the full spectrum of the medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, mind, body, and soul. It's all together in one.
Right.
So when you experience the physical healing, it is a psychological thing because most of our pain comes from our thoughts and emotions we'll hold inside of our bodies.
For sure.
So I feel like once, you know, you get past the emotional part, it's definitely more of like you can just enjoy the feeling, you know. It's a very smooth. I never once had a panic attack. Like I've had panic attacks with smoking all the time. I have to be careful with how much I smoke because I'll get, paranoid like a lot of people do, or I'll feel like I can't breathe or this stuff. Never once felt like that.
And see, that's why like I don't like dispensaries because I don't know whose is what.
They didn't even want to sell it to me at the dispensary. They were trying to talk us out of it. And now I understand why they don't want us to know about it.
And see, I try to grow, like, since I've been moving, or since this whole move, I had to get rid of some plants. But I try to grow my shit. I don't really smoke with cats, unless they're in my circle. I'm real paranoid when it comes to that. Like, especially when I'm out and cats are passing shit, like, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And number one, I don't know where your lips been, bruh. So, and y'all be doing some weird shit to some weird shit. So I don't do it. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to bring nothing back to the wife, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Right. I just be, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Let me hit that shit.
Nah, so I just gotta keep my circle with me. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try this podcast thing and see how it works, and then I'll let you know because I think that'll be easier, and you'll reach a lot more people by doing it podcast style instead of Zoom. Just because again, this Zoom is gonna start getting iffy. I know they stopped doing it for our kids in school. I don't know what your kids were doing.
Oh, really? Well, I know the sound has been funny too. Like the sound on your is it sound funny on my end too? Is it like twitchy and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes it'll glitch every once in a while.
Yeah.
But podcast is straight up, you know what I mean? Like especially with the video, if you have video too, then you have video and you have wave. So
okay, I'm gonna check it out right now, dude. Thank you for that.
Yes,
for sure.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, well, I got a studio session in like 30 minutes. So
awesome. Thank you so much for taking out this time, dude. Me too.
Absolutely.
Can we do another one of these soon or something when we get this podcasting going? Like, let's do this.
If not the podcast yet, then let's do this and let's try to get more people on so that we can have into these conversations, man. Because this is meditation.